Hi, in this little video I'd like to take you through the details of our most technical synthetic sleeping bag called Icefall. But before we look into the actual visible details, I think it could be interesting to go through the details which is not visible and that is the filling. So in the Icefall range we're using a fiber called MicroThermo High Loft. It's a combination of a microfiber and 3 denier fiber. So it's a good combination of a fiber that compresses really well, and then the 3 denier gives it a great loft. Beside that, it's a bonded fiber, meaning that the stability of the whole fiber mat here is much more stable than a normal. So if you try to compare, this is a more let's say normal kind of polyester fiber used in most sleeping bags, and you see the difference especially in how well they're all bonded together. So if you imagine using your sleeping bags for many years, a more normal fiber will be able to migrate and be uneven distributed over time. Where with this construction, even though it's a very fine fiber, it's actually very stable. So even if after many years of use, it's still a stable fiber and will be kept in the same position inside the bag. The construction we use in the sleeping bag is what we call a shingle construction. That means we have smaller pieces of fiber mats that are laid in a shingle construction. So I'll try to demonstrate here. So it's made in a way so one piece of fiber will help lift up the next one. So you have a very effective loft, and it also, because it's smaller pieces, it stays very stable inside the bag. The fabric we're using in the Icefall bags is a 15 denier ripstop nylon, and it's very lightweight and it's very compressible, and when it's lightweight it also helps that it's not going to compress the fiber, so it keeps the good loft. We worked a lot on the shape of the sleeping bag, so meaning it's a very anatomic shaped bag, meaning that you have the widest area where you need it the most, which is just where your elbows bend a bit when you sleep. And we have reduced some of the volume over the shoulders so you don't have any heat loss in this area up here. Looking down the back, we have the narrowest area around the ankles, and then it gets a bit wider here in the footbox, because normally when you sleep your feet will fall forward a bit, or plantar flex as it's called, and they'll be abducted, so you need a bit more space down here than you do around your ankles or legs. You'll also see that the bag is a bit longer on the top than it is in the bottom. And then the lower part, the actual footbox here, we actually use extra thick insulation, so it's extra warm where you normally need it the most. If we take a look at the hood, we've also worked a lot here. So first of all, we have a little insulated baffle here, so when you need to tighten it around your face, it's still very comfortable, and the cord is not going to influence your face. And then the actual draw cord is 2 different qualities, or 2 different shapes. You have a flat one on one side and you have a round on the other one. So that means you can, even though you can't see it at night, you can still adjust it individually. So if you want to adjust the upper part here, you can do that by pulling this one, and you can feel the round one will be the lower one. And you can obviously also just pull both of them to do it all together. Now that we have opened up the bag, you're able to see the very well contoured thermocollar we have inside the bag. So first of all, as you see, it is very well shaped, meaning that where you will have your neck, there's an opening both on the top and on the bottom, and where you want to seal off from any heat loss over your shoulders, you have a lot of insulation here, both in the bottom and in the top. The thermocollar is stitched in 2 individual stitch lines, so you don't have cold spots through the stitching. Another thing is it's made of 2 individual pieces, so when they're inside the bag, they will actually overlap each other instead of just be wrinkled together here. So you might be able to see it here, where these one will either, it doesn't matter if it goes that way or on the other side here, but you'll see that it's very effectively sealing off the bag in cold conditions. The Icefall range consists of 4 different sleeping bags, 4 different thicknesses. We have an Icefall 1, 2, 3 and 4, where number 1 is the lightest and the 4 is the warmest, and as comparison this is an Icefall 2. All the sleeping bags comes both with a stuff sack and a mesh storage bag.